All right. All right, so let's get started in our easy pose on our mats. So basically, sitting crisscross applesauce. Let's sit nice and tall. And if it's comfortable, you can close your eyes or just look down at the floor in front of you. So bringing our awareness to any part of our body that might feel a little sore or stiff or tired. So it could be, maybe we've had a headache, maybe we're gritting our teeth. So see if we can soften our forehead or jawbone. Or maybe it's we're carrying it in our back and shoulders. So just relaxing. And taking a couple of breaths, noticing that area in our body. Sit a little taller, lengthening our spine. And now let's bring our awareness into our breath. Simply paying attention to how it feels to breathe in, bring in that fresh new oxygen. And then as we breathe out, releasing what we don't need. Notice how that feels. And seeing if we can now and throughout our practice, breathe in through our nose. And then out either through our nose or our mouth, depending on the guidance here. But when we breathe in through our nose, we're filtering the air as well as warming the air that then allows our muscles to warm up too. And it's also more comfortable in our lungs. Let's take a few breaths here without trying to change the depth of it or the rhythm. Just pay attention to our breath. Now let's all take a deep breath in through our nose, and when we exhale, slightly open our mouth with a sigh. So we'll breathe in now. And as you sigh, just feel your body relaxing. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. And if you'd like to, you can join me in setting an intention for our practice today. To pay attention to our body. And as we move through the shapes and through the stillness, noticing what our body is trying to tell us about perhaps what feels helpful, what feels good, where perhaps we're at our edge of challenge, perhaps even challenging our body a little bit more than we thought we could or wanted to, or maybe it just wants to rest. So always tuning into our body, especially in these times where sometimes that is the only thing we can do. The only sane thing to do is pay attention to our body, our breath. So let's see if we can do that over the next hour so that we'll be together, which will fly by, trust me. All right, let's take another deep breath. And exhale with a sigh. Okay, if you've closed your eyes, you can open them now. Let's gently shake our head, yes. So slowly without forcing it. Maybe noticing how this feels in our neck. Yes, I am here. And then gently shaking our head no. Good. Hold it still. Do some shoulder circles now. So noticing if there's any tension releasing from our upper back and shoulders. Let's do the same thing, but now the opposite direction. So really paying attention to bringing your shoulder blades closer together. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Let's hold it still here. And now I'll take a deep breath and reach arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale over to the right if you want to, dropping your right hand. So feeling that lengthening along the left side of your torso. Inhaling up. And exhaling left. Inhaling up. This time as we exhale, we'll go to the right with a twist. We can drop our right hand again. Pause here for a couple breaths. Inhale your arms up. And twist to the left. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale them behind your back, bringing your hands together, clasping them. And then as you pull them gently up towards the ceiling, if you want, you can hinge forward from your hips if that feels good. Let's come back up. Inhale our arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale them in front of us, still clasping our hands together. And if you want to, you can round your back out, see if that feels good on your back. Let's come back up. So from here, we're going to come into our tabletop. So basically on all fours, wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your sit bones. So we're going to inhale and look up and pull our tailbone up. So we're arching our back. And then as we exhale, we'll curl our back. So going the other way, tucking our chin to our chest. Inhale up into cow pose. Exhale down into cat. So let's do several of these. So follow your own breath. Flowing through the movement. Inhaling up, exhaling down. As you exhale, you might even imagine pulling your belly button toward your spine. You can really empty out your lungs. Let's do 2 more breath cycles here. And then when you're done with this, meet me in tabletop. Okay, so we're on all fours still. We're going to do our spinal balance now. So raising your right arm parallel with the floor, and then your left leg. So opposite arm to leg. Making sure your neck is neutral, so you're looking down, not up and around. Switch to the other side. So left arm up, right leg up. Okay, let's bring it down. Now we're going to continue this moving with our breath. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Just follow your own breath. Noticing how this feels in your back, glutes, shoulders, abs. Do one more on each side. And then meet me back here in tabletop. We're going to do our hydrants. So right leg up, knee bent, and do wide circles like you're painting a circle with your knee. Okay, so we're opening up our hips here. If you hear a crack or something, it's all good. All right, let's go the opposite direction, same leg. Bring that leg down, and now let's do the same thing with the left leg. Wide circles. And then same thing, same leg, opposite direction. And let's bring it down. So we're going to lengthen our forearm a little bit, stretching out our wrist by turning our right fingers toward our right knee as much as is comfortable. We never want to overdo this. Bring it back. And then the left side. But we never think to stretch out our wrist and forearm. And I think right now while we're physically distancing, not socially distancing, and we're on our computers and phones so much, it's good to be, even shake out your hands if you need to. And if at any point during this session becomes too much on your wrist, most of the stuff we can do, you can also do on your forearms. All right, so we're going to take our hips over to the right now, and we're looking over our left arm. Okay, let's go the other way. So you might feel a little stretch there in your glutes, lower back. Hopefully that feels good. All right, let's come back to center. So now we're going to walk. So depending on where you are on your mat, walk your hands forward a bit. You can walk your knees back a bit. So we're basically coming into high plank on our knees. Okay, so feeling that power now in your upper body. Your knees are behind your hips. Okay, so we're going to bend our elbows just to where they're by our ribs. This is low plank. And then we'll come all the way to the floor. And then lengthening through our spine, bring our chest up off the floor, so we're in cobra. And then we'll push up, and then sit back in our heels for child's pose, extending our arms forward. Okay, let's do this 2 more times. This time, as we do it, we'll move with our breath. So inhaling up and forward, so high plank on our knees. Exhaling low plank all the way to the mat. Inhaling our chest up into cobra. And then exhaling, push up and back into child's pose. And one more time, inhaling up and forward. Exhaling low plank all the way down. Inhaling our chest up. And exhaling up and back into child's pose. Let's pause in child's pose for a few breaths. Take 2 more breaths, perhaps on the exhale, imagining letting go of any distractions, any baggage, any drama. Just leave all that stuff on the mat. And then slowly making our way up. Okay, so we're on all fours. Just curl our toes under and then bring our body up into high plank. So it's the top of a push-up. We can always leave our knees on the mat if we prefer. And then from here, without moving our hands or feet, let's take our hips up toward the ceiling into an inverted V or downward facing dog. And now let's pedal our feet out. So bending one knee at a time, walking our dog. Maybe noticing how it feels to stretch out our toes, the arches of our feet, our Achilles, our calves. Let's hold our dog still, pressing our sit bones up to the ceiling, lengthening our spine. And then to bend both knees so our shins are parallel with the floor. Take a moment to notice the stretching, the lengthening going on at the bottoms of your legs. And then slowly walking feet forward. Let's pause and forward fold. Let's keep our knees soft, bent. If you ever feel in forward fold, doesn't feel good on your back, bend your knees as much as you need to. Let's pause here. Couple breaths more, feeling the blood coming to our head. Okay, so while you're in forward fold, take a moment to notice the placement of your feet. We want our feet to be aligned with our sit bones. So not too far apart, not touching, not too close together. Nice solid base here. And then let's take a moment to notice our heels, our ankles, without actually moving our feet. Let's press them away from each other, feeling the power surge through our legs. Holding that energetic movement. Again, you're not actually moving your feet. Let's bring our hands up to our shins and lengthen our spine. So we're in half lift. If you prefer, you can bring your hands to your quads and thighs. Still keeping that energetic push, heels away from each other. Let's come back down into forward fold. And then let's take a deep breath and slowly come all the way up with a nice long spine, reverse swan diving, reaching up. And then let's inhale back, so slight back bend. And back up. I'm gonna move back so you can see me better. Let's take a deep breath. And exhale over to the right. Call this banana stretch. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Let's separate our feet so they're about mat width apart or so, a little bit more than hip width. Let's take a deep breath here. And then exhale down into a bit of a squat. And then inhale, pushing through our feet and legs all the way up. Exhale down. Let's do a few of these. So inhale up, exhale down, following your own breath. And then we're going to pause at the bottom here in a squat. Placing your hands on the floor, you're going to step back into high plank. Pause here. And then into downward dog. Let's take a moment again to place your feet, as I said earlier, in line with your sit bones. Your fingers, palms pressing into the mat. Sit bones pressing up to the ceiling. Feel how that lengthens your spine. And then let's bend both knees. Okay, let's walk our feet forward into forward fold. Pause here. Couple breaths.
Again, pressing our feet away from each other without moving them. We're going to do a flow here. So let's inhale to our half lifts, our hands to our shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan diving all the way up. Exhale, palms together, heart centered down into forward fold. Inhale, step back into high plank. Exhale, shift forward, bending your elbows into low plank all the way to the floor. Inhaling your chest up into cobra. And then exhaling through tabletop and into downward dog. Okay, let's do that again. So bend both knees. Walk your feet forward into forward fold and pause here for a couple moments. Okay, we're going to inhale our hands again to our shins, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into high plank. Shift forward, exhale, low plank all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra your chest up. And then exhale through tabletop and into downward dog. So let's inhale our right leg up to the ceiling, feeling that lengthening through our hip. And then we'll bring our right foot forward between our hands. So we're in a bit of a lunge here. We're going to look back and replace where our toe pad is. We'll place our left heel there. Okay, so we're making our way up into warrior one. Let's reach arms forward, coming up. Nice long spine here. We're pressing our feet into the mat, pressing the outside of our back foot into the mat. Relax our shoulders. And then if we want to, a slight back bend, looking up at the sky. All right, not skylights, I can say that. Ceiling, whatever we have above us. All right, let's come back up into warrior one. Bring our palms together. And then open up to the right. So we're basically twisting over our front leg. Couple breaths here, noticing how it feels to breathe in a twist. Especially mindful of the exhale here. Let's bring our arms forward and back up into warrior one. And then reaching forward, placing our hands on either side of our right foot, pivoting our back foot so we're back in that lunge. We'll bring our right foot back to meet the left in high plank. And then if you want to, you can add in a low high, so shifting forward, bending your elbows down into low plank, and then back up. Yep, push up. And into downward dog. Let's take our left leg up now. And then bring it forward, placing our left foot between our hands, once again in a lunge. So now we'll replace the right foot pad with the right heel. And then reaching arms forward, coming up into warrior one. Again, pressing both feet into the mat, relaxing the shoulders. And then reaching back, slight back bend, feeling that extension in our right hip. Back up. Let's bring our palms together, heart center, and then open them up, twisting over the left. A few breaths here. Let's bring our arms back up into warrior one. And then reaching down, framing the left foot, bringing it into a lunge. Taking our left foot back to meet the right in high plank. And then again, if we want to shift forward, low plank, back up and into downward dog. Bend both knees. Walk our feet forward into forward fold. Pause here a couple breaths. And then we're going to bend both knees, sitting back there. And then reaching our arms forward and up. So we're staying in that bed position. We're in lightning pose, fierce chair pose, Utkatasana in Sanskrit. Okay, breathe through it. And let's bring our palms together back into forward fold. Couple breaths here. And then let's walk our hands forward, our feet back, so we're coming back into our high plank. And into downward dog. Let's take our right leg up into downward dog split. And then bring it forward so our right foot is once again between our hands in that lunge. We're going to place our heel on the floor. Bring our right hand to our right thigh and then come up with our torso, bringing our arms out. So now our hips are open to the side. Pressing our feet into the mat, we're in warrior two. Warrior one, our hips are toward the front of our mat, the short end of the mat. Now we're open up to the long end of the mat. So relax those shoulders. And then reach over the right hand. Bring that to our thigh. Reach up with our left arm. So we can pause there, or we can take that hand down either to our shin, our ankle, the floor. Whatever feels good right now. Breathing into it as we open up the left side of our torso. Maybe our inner thighs getting a nice lengthening. Using that strength in our quads, bringing our body back up into warrior two. Let's drop our left arm, right arm comes up into reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. And now we'll windmill our arms down, framing our right foot again into a lunge. We'll step our foot back into high plank. And again, optional, shift forward, low plank, back up, downward dog. Let's raise our left leg now. And then place our left foot between our hands in a lunge. And then once again, placing our right foot flat on the floor, we'll bring our left hand to our thigh. Reach up and around with our right arm and bring it, opening up into warrior two. So once again, our hips are open up to the side, relaxing our shoulders, pressing our feet into the mat, really feeling that strength, that power in our lower body especially. Let's extend over to the left and place our left hand on our thigh, reaching up with the right arm. And then continuing down if that feels good. Breathing into it. Okay. Strengthening our quads as we come up into warrior two. And then placing our right hand on our right thigh, extending our left arm up, left leg still bent. Breathing into reverse warrior. back to warrior two. Okay, so we'll windmill our arms down, step back into high plank. Optional, shifting forward, low plank, back up. And now we'll take it onto our forearms. Okay, so forearm plank. And remember, you can always drop your knees. The important thing is to pay attention to your form. So if you feel like your hips are sagging towards the floor, or your butt is popping up to the ceiling, try to shift back into a more flat, I guess, position. And if you can't, then bring your knees down. We'll just be here for 3 more breaths. Come on, we can do anything for 3 breaths. Okay, so from here, you can decide, you can come all the way down to the mat. Otherwise, bring your right hand down, then your left coming up into high plank. We're only doing this once on each side. So forearms, and then place your left hand, then your right, come on up into high plank. Then we shift forward, low plank, and all the way to the mat. Bring your arms alongside your body. Take a few breaths here. Let's bring our right heel into our right sit bone. Pause here, feel the lengthening in our right quad. So you can stay here, or you can add in some back strengthening by bringing your left arm around. So your left hand is by your face. And then raise your right quad off the floor. Your left arm and your chest come up. Remembering to keep your neck neutral, so you're kind of looking down at your hand. And a lot of people forget to breathe here, so make sure you're breathing. Because if you're social distancing, there's no one there to revive you. So breathe. And release. All right, let's take our left foot into our sit bone, feeling that lengthening in our left thigh. And then same thing here. If you want to, you can raise your left leg, your right arm, your chest. You're breathing. And release. Okay, let's extend our arms out to the side now. So we're making sort of a T shape. We're going to raise our chest, our arms off the floor. And then if you want to, your feet and your legs too. You're breathing. And release. Okay, bring your hands over by your ribs now. Press into your feet, the tops of your feet, pressing into the mat. Press your quads away from each other, so external rotation, so feeling the power in your glutes right now. And then lengthening your spine, bring your chest up without using your hands here, cobra. Still pressing your feet into the floor. Let's press up at the seal. And then come back into child's pose. And here in child's pose, let's rock our hips or do circles, whatever feels good on our back. One more breath here. And then coming through tabletop, and then into high plank and downward dog. Let's take our right leg up. Bring it forward, placing our right foot between our hands. So once again, pivoting our back foot, replacing the pad of the foot with our heel. Reaching up, coming into warrior one. Okay, so really grounding our front foot, our right foot into the mat, because we're gonna balance here. Okay, so we're gonna reach forward and then raise our left leg. So our fingertips can either graze the mat as we raise our left leg, or we can hover over it. So really focusing on raising that left leg. Breathing. Probably focusing on a spot on the floor. One more breath here. Okay, let's reach back down, coming into a lunge. We're going to step our right foot back into high plank. And then here we'll come either into side plank or modified side plank. So turning to the right, extending our right arm up, stacking our legs, or bringing our left knee to the mat. And then we could even raise our right legs. Whatever feels right for you today. Breathe. And now coming back into high plank. Let's bring our right knee to our left elbow. Back, and then bring the right knee to the right elbow. Back, placing it in high plank and downward dog. Couple breaths here. Let's take our left leg up. And bring it forward, placing our left foot between our hands. Pivoting our back foot so our heel is where our toe pad was. Reaching up, coming into warrior one. And again, grounding that left foot, really placing, being aware of the roots that we're building there. You're going to rely on that for balance. So we're going to come forward, bringing our right leg up, and then again, either touching the mat with our fingertips or hovering over it. Breathing into the power here as we stay stable. And then placing our hands on the mat, stepping back into high plank. And then either side plank to the left or modified side plank. So drop your right knee if you prefer. Breathing. Coming back into high plank. So now our left knee comes to our right elbow. Bring it back. Right elbow. Bring it back into plank. Downward dog. Bend both knees. Walk our feet forward into forward fold. Pause. If you want to, you can grab your big toes and pull your upper body toward your thighs. You can bend your knees as much as you want to, but just maybe feeling a lengthening in the backs of your legs and your back. And release. We're going to do a flow here, so as always, moving with our breath. Inhaling to your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up, pressing through your feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into high plank. Shift forward, exhale, low plank. This time you can come onto the tops of your feet. Inhale for upward dog. And exhale, flipping your feet back into downward dog. Let's do that one more time. So bending both knees. Walk your feet forward into forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into high plank. Shift forward, exhale, low plank. Tops of your feet, inhaling upward dog. And exhaling downward dog. Let's take our right leg up into downward dog split. And bring our right foot forward between our hands. Once again, our lunge. So this time, we're gonna come up for a high lunge. So leaving our feet as they are, bring our body up, arms up. Crescent warrior or high lunge. Notice any lengthening on your left side, your hip, quad. Breathing into it. If you want, you can bring your palms together at heart center and twist over the front leg. So left elbow will come by the right knee. If you want to, you can open your arms. Deep breaths here. And let's reach down, step back into high plank. Shift forward, low plank, high plank, and downward dog. Let's do that on the left. Let's take our left leg up. And bring it forward into that low lunge. And now slowly bringing our torso up, our arms up into our high lunge. Noticing the lengthening in our hip or quad. We're breathing. And then if you want to, palms together and twisting over the left leg now. Right elbow to left knee, opening your arms if you like. Noticing your exhale. Every time we exhale and twist, we're detoxing further. Okay, let's reach down now. Step back into high plank. Shifting forward, low plank, high plank, downward dog. Let's take our right leg up. Bring it forward into a lunge. Okay, so now we're going to come into our runner's twist. So we're going to twist over the right leg, raising our right arm. Deep breaths. Pressing our right foot into the mat as we do this. Let's lower our right arm. Coming onto our back knee. Bring our body up. Palms together. Point our index fingers up and stretch back. Come back up. Okay, let's lengthen our front leg without locking our knee. We can bring our heart toward our thigh. Maybe feeling the lengthening in our right hamstring. Okay, let's place that foot flat on the floor. Bring our hands to the inside of our right foot. We can move our foot to the outside of the mat if we want. So just noticing a lengthening going on maybe in your left hip area, quad. You can even take your right hand and gently press on your right knee. Again, we're never forcing anything, but seeing how that feels in our whole groin area, just opening up there.
Breathing into it. If you want to, you can come onto your forearms here. Come on up, and now we'll shift our right leg down to pigeon, one-legged pigeon. So we're bending our right knee, holding our leg in front of us, in between us, you can see. So we want our balance centered. Okay, we don't want to be collapsing like this. So centered, our left leg is extended. And then if it feels good, come forward. Relax into it. You can place your forehead on your forearms or do whatever feels restful right now. Noticing any lengthening going on. Perhaps your IT band, hamstring, lower back, glute, that whole area. Breathe into it. One more breath here. And then slowly coming up, we'll ease our legs back into our tabletop. Step back, come into plank, and then downward dog. Let's take our left leg up. Bring that forward into a lunge, placing our left foot between our hands. And then we're going to twist to the left. Deep breaths. Let's unravel that twist. Come onto our back knee, bring our body out, palms together. Our Charlie's Angels stretch up and back. Let's come back up, extend our left leg, and then bring our heart toward our left thigh, noticing how this feels in our back, our extended leg. You never want to force a stretch. That's actually really counterproductive. And just notice where's that edge, and maybe we can soften on the next exhale, see what happens. Let's bring that foot flat on the mat, bring our hands to the inside of it, and maybe ease it out to the left side of the mat. And then same as we did on the right, if we want to, we can use our left hand to press our left knee out a bit, see if that feels good. If we want to, coming down onto our forearms. Let's come on up. We're going to shift our left leg into pigeons. Again, folding it in front, keeping our balance centered. Right leg is extended. And then we can fold forward if that feels good. Pause here for several breaths. One more breath here. Slowly come up. Bring our back leg around. Place our feet flat on the mat. So reach our arms forward. So with a nice long back here, try not to round out our back. Be nice and open here. We're going to come back, feeling our abs activating. Bringing our feet up if we want into mini boat.
Let's just pause here. Breathe. If you're shaking, I always say that's good. That means we're alive. A couple more breaths. All right, so roll onto our backs, bring our knees into our chest and give ourselves a hug because we're just so freaking amazing. You can roll around if you want. Okay, let's bring our feet flat on the floor. We're going to bring our arms alongside our body into our final power move. Let's bring our hips up to the ceiling into bridge pose. We can bring our hands together, clasping them underneath our lower back and bring our shoulder blades closer together. We're pushing our hips up, pressing our knees toward each other as if we were holding a ball that we didn't want to drop. Breathing. Feeling the power in your glutes, back, hamstrings, quads, and relax. Okay, so bring your right foot onto your left thigh, and then bring your knees in toward your chest, and then roll onto your left elbow, and bring your knees in a little bit more. Feel that stretch and that lengthening in your right glute. Hopefully it feels good. Because this class is all about feeling good. All right, so come back to center, switch legs. So once again, pulling our knees in as we roll onto our right elbow. Now you probably feel it in the left side. Let's come back to center. Place your feet on the floor, and then bring the soles of your feet together as you release your knees to the floor, sort of like a lying down butterfly. Take a few breaths here. Noticing your lower back, if you feel like it's arching away from the mat, see if you can bring it towards the ground. Extend your legs out now. And then let's take a deep breath, reaching arms up toward the ceiling and then over our heads. So getting a full stretch here. A few breaths here. Feeling the life from the tips of our fingers all the way down to our toes and everything in between. Let's take another deep breath as we reach arms up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, gently lower your arms at your sides. You can close your eyes if you haven't already. We're in Shavasana now, final resting. So soften your forehead, cheekbones, and jawbones. Becoming aware of your back, relaxing it into the mat. Your lower back, glutes, your legs, feet. Noticing as they all soften, coming closer to the earth. Noticing the fronts of your legs soften.
the whole front of your torso. Your arms, hands, your head. Feeling your entire body relax. And start to notice your breath without controlling it or changing it. Simply noticing, perhaps with awe and wonder, how something so life-giving happens without our even thinking about it, without our controlling it. Noticing how your body moves with your breath. Your chest, your abdomen, how they expand, and then how they come back to the ground as you exhale. And when your mind wanders, which it will do, you can notice that, and in that moment choose whether to continue the story or whether to bring your focus back to your breath. There's always a choice. Feeling your feelings. The fastest way to freedom is to feel your feelings. Gita Bellin. This sounds pretty simple, but though it's easy to know you have feelings, easy to know their weight and agitation and suddenness of mood, it is another, more subtle matter to feel them. That is, to let them penetrate your being the way wind snaps through a flag. This is necessary because if we don't feel our feelings all the way through, they never leave us. And then we do all kinds of unusual things to get out from under them. This is the cause of many an addiction. I've diverted myself many times by becoming involved in what surrounds my pain or sadness, while never feeling the thing itself. So when someone asks me how I feel, I wind up retelling the circumstance of the pain, but not feeling it, or strategizing what to do next, but not feeling it, or anticipating reactions, but not feeling what is mine to feel, or swimming in the anger of injustice, but not diving through the wound. Though we fear it, feeling our feelings is the only clear and direct way to free our hearts of pain. Mark Nepo in the Book of Awakening. When you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers, toes. And then slowly making your way up into easy pose where we started today with your legs crossed, sitting up nice and tall, eyes still closed. Just bring our palms together at heart center. And take a moment to thank our body, to appreciate it, for waking up today, for showing up for us always so faithful, wise, patient, resilient, strong, powerful, and so beautiful inside and out. And if we'd like to, setting an intention for ourselves for today or however long. Simply, when things feel like they're getting a little bit crazy, out of control, we're feeling overwhelmed. That might not happen to anyone today, but if it does, remembering that we can always come back to our breath. So often we think of people going out in the world and traveling and seeking adventure and seeking an escape from their life back home, whatever that is. And yet when they come home, they realize, maybe this is what I was looking for. So perhaps as we go through our day, we can consider our breath that way. It's a way of coming home. It's a way of grounding, centering. Let's all take a deep breath now through our nose. And as we exhale, bowing forward, namaste. Thank you, guys. All right.